I wasn't expecting. I was eating a snack, and now I hope that everything. No, because I didn't rename my files. I'm so upset.
Incomplete and insufficient. Of course he was no match. Once again, you have left my best laid plans in ruins. And played your role to perfection. Thus, sealing my victory.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, homie, what are you doing?
From the first, all I wanted was for you to kill Zodiac. 'Twas but one of many methods to achieve the desired effect. 'Twould have been the same had Xenos died in my place.
Okay.
But what better and more satisfying way to ensure success than to take control myself?
All right.
My sole regret is that you live to tell the tale. Even so, I have fulfilled my heart's desire. Let your murder mark the beginning of the end.
Okay.
The coming of the final days!
I was about to say this was a very important scene to see. So we officially killed Zodiac.
How quickly strength fades and blood cools. Old familiar sensations. So many lives, so many deaths. No different this. I close my eyes and slip into the dreamless slumber. A tired song and dance. Routine. Always I wake. But not this time. Nothing left unsaid. Nothing left undone. Inherit my hell. I intone with glee. The man I was would weep for what I have become. The all-consuming contempt. But I've the wisdom of 10 millennia to justify my answer to the question. No value in their existence. Not a whit. For all that I looked. None that I did see. A final chance, then, for Heidelin and her faithful. In Cataclysm, prove me wrong. I sneer. All shall return to nothingness, as was your will, Emperor Sunday. I, the star, and every living being, consigned to your oblivion.
He got what he wanted. Finally died. So what's all this? Oh, okay. What in the horror movie?
Ah, at last.
Idolin? Deep breaths, slow and steady. I'm guessing that was Heidelin's voice. Yeah, trauma. What was that all about? Guessing we saw a glimpse of the future then? Right, we don't have a host of darkness. So we more or less jump started the final days by killing Zodiac because there's no embodiment of darkness. Xenos, is he about to kill the Watcher? Or am I? I'm gonna grab my controller. Ooh, why does he look so hot now? He's like almost in like a seemingly permanent overdrive. It seems like.
No. I'll find no fulfillment in a contest with you this day.
Slavering beasts gather at your gates, ravenous and eager. Already you turn to them and away from me. I must go forth once more in search of power far beyond the might of Shinryu. Power to make your heart run over with rage.
I see.
For the eldest of primals was a betrayal of promise. A pathetic creature incapable of inspiring true despair. That's what I crave. Pure, unadulterated despair.
I will not fight for your amusement.
We shall see.
Something told me just to just record the cutscene and then just deal with the fallback of the episode layout. Oh well. What was that? What was that flicker? That flicker was intentional by design. So we don't have too much time left. All right. The Watcher, what do you got for us? Or actually, you know what? Let me just formally introduce myself because obviously I did not have enough time to do that. Hello, everybody. My name is David, but you can call me Rev, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last episode, we did the trial and we defeated Zodiark. I honestly wasn't expecting to fight Zodiark so early, but here we are. This time, we are just going to go on ahead and continue onward with the story after this cutscene. Unfortunately, what's probably going to happen is that the previous episode, because of the way that OBS records things, I lost my game recording and my cam recording, but I still have my other recording to go off of. So hopefully I look decent there. It's kind of one of the very few things that's a little bit more on the frustrating side with at least how I have everything set up now, is that if I have to record on such short notice like I just did a moment ago, then what ends up happening is just, just weird technical things. But it looks fine, probably. So we'll see. I sense his presence on the moon no longer. If you need not follow, then I beg you to stay and listen to what I have to tell you of Zodiark and the end of all things. Before we speak at length, believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have no more than ill tidings to share. I sense others not arriving not long ago. Through my communications with Heidelin has grown infrequent. I have learned enough from her that these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join us. Alright, looks like, our team got the situation under control only to, come just a wee bit too late. Is it a big deal? No. But dang, would I have loved to have them during, that time. So I'm guessing that we're probably going to be seeing a lot more cutscenes. And so that's probably what's going to make up the bulk of the remainder of this episode. I want to keep this one a little bit on the shorter side, if that's even possible. Yeah, it looks like, oh, they only sent 3. So before but yeah. All right, let's talk to everybody. Okay, I'll say it's framed. Thank goodness you aren't unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and the enthralled while we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Kyle had also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Heidelin's power has taken its toll, but she'll recover in due course. As for Alphino and Alize, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we 3 rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters have already come to a conclusion. But what manner of conclusion, if I may ask? And is this the ally whom Heidelin bade seek out? He is unlike the Shades of Amarat. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. House created by Heidelin, together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark. Or rather, it was my duty. Yeah, Zodiark got freed and I killed him. And killing him may have caused the final days on accident. So, go us. Football, masculinity, testosterone. Then Zodiark is no more? And not without consequence, I'm afraid. For now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, was begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall need of... Are you alright? My attempts to forestall Zodiac's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I'll share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while you wait? By all means. If you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? I shall leave that to you, Vendor. Well, I see that what we can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. All right, we are learning today. Or learning more. I don't know if... Let's say I know he's exhausted. Just worried that we might not be able to leave him alone for too long, but we'll see. So our first interaction. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Hyland greatly. Our knowledge of past rejoinings flow through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiac breaks free from his prison. The records go to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loporits, though it's not clear who or what they are. Alright, the records note the Watcher's musings when Elizabeth is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It's clear that he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, and yet they made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realized we would never dare bring harm to Zodiac, so as long as he remains in prison. Did you learn anything? Yeah, let's say we learned a lot, actually, about how he's maintained everything all this time. So just as we suspected, maintaining the brands required a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Unbroken Calamity. It too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watchers said he was created together with this place, I thought he meant only this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. What was I say? Hydaelyn's a lot more powerful than I think we gave her credit for. Of course, man, of course.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary.
I agree.
There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment. But perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Final days. Long ago, before the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Etheirys. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
Are we going to find out the source? They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict when the next corruption would manifest. Oh, are we gonna use that globy globe? The etheric energies which flow through all creation in the form of various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of a celestial nature, which encompass both the star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. I see. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of aether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less
I'm trying to
power than a
understand,
god
but it's
could
kind of
set right
slow.
the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of Zodiac, our end was averted. What happens if we get Xenos and then we seal him? Would that work?
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed. There was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. Just to keep something like in constant balance, I'd imagine? They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days, he would need remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac, herself, and the star into lesser reflections, as she might confine them in this place. And we killed them. Could have sworn she had beseeched me to banish the darkness. This is a callback to the very beginning of the game. Perhaps she did, As with all beings, intent is not always in accord with spoken word. Hydaelyn and Zodiark are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Yeah, you could only use like so many people, right? To make something, but it still will never be perfect. Zodiark was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half of Aetherius' population. Thus, it was necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to anyone who might listen, and offered her blessing for those who heeded her call. Which leads us to me. Though it was likely her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetherius and her history. Like Zodiark, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wish to look to the future, not linger in the prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her?
Who knows? And
How
that's
many more
probably not a
souls
number I like
living
to
in
think
the
about.
present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Everyone in the present has their own
Well,
rights to live the life that they
In
want to
light
live.
of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's
Okay.
suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
So the first, second, and so on, right? The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share its fate. Ah, it is ready. What's ready? This way, if you'd be so kind. Wait, is this the canon thing that I've been seeing in like the like logo? Oh, that's the other place. A beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
It's Bojangles. Hydaelyn knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she had you ever struggle to hold Zodiac and his faithful at bay? She feared the worst and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. The moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Aetherius to safe harbor. You need not to go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them. And fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the dark. All right. And I'm officially level 90 now. Okay, guys. I think that's enough of a lore dump for one day. So, thank you guys all so very much for watching. If you guys haven't already, check out the description where I have a lot of additional information about my social media, maybe the playlist, and more. So, I'll go on ahead and see you guys all in the next one.